I'm Krista Lynn.
And this is Jeff Musgrave, and we're out here at the Family Off-Road Racing Enthusiast Race out here, Glen Helen, June 21st, FORE, California. And the men's race has just started. So we've culminated or concluded already with the women's race this morning. And then now we're on into the men's race. So we do hear them off in the distance. We're about halfway through the track here in the midway, relatively the motocross section, if you're familiar with Glen Helen Motorsports Park here. And we've got Dana Nicholson, number 97, followed close by another fuel car. No numbers on that rerun
we can see on that one yet.
It's followed in third by Bret Jenkins, number 1400, Snore Moore racer. Chris, it looks like number 1616, Rick Boyer. And again, we got 1625, Zach Sizelove heading out. And again, looking south, we're looking at factory Dan Chamley, followed closely by, it looks like another Ford Ranger. And we got a drag going on down south. I believe it's another fuel off-road sponsored truck, number 83.
Number 83 right behind Dan.
Okay, and continue, we got J.J. Hansen, number 1435, in his 1977 Chevy truck, 1477. Sammy Navarro, a couple of the Ultra 4s heading out. The Hayes entry, Brandon Hayes Jeep, 4558. All right, and there we go. Dana Nicholson, number 97, passing by Krista and I. All right, no number, no information for that guy there,
Nothing.
but all black, pre-runner style. And here we go. We've got some 1600 cars got around Bret Jenkins. So 1616 looks like that's going to be Rick Boyer, and 1660 Nick Lyon, followed closely by the 1400 entry. And again, that's Bret Jenkins, number 1400, trying to taste down the 1660 of Nick Lyon, who just passed him, and Rick Boyer, who got around him. So 1616 and 1660 got around Bret Jenkins there, but he's taking it to a break. American flag flowing on that number 1400.
Very nice.
Trophy Tundra built by Eric Moore of Moore Metals Works. And Zach Sizelove, 1625, doing his wife justice out here, keeping up just as she did. Great race right here, 1625, Zach Sizelove. Followed closely by Dan Chamley out of Carpinteria, California, the factory appliance sponsored Ford Ranger out here, synonymous with SCORE off-road racing, but here he has a 7 truck out here. And again, that's Dan Chamley. Followed closely by number 83, Joe Gibb is out here racing this for this weekend. He as well is sponsored by Fuel Off-Road and Flesh Gear, Dana Nicholson's group. J.J. Hansen, number 1435, making his way through the infield section here. Followed closely by a Ultra 4 coming in, so J.J. Hansen's got to give up a spot here. And 4500 here, here's got J.J. Hansen, number 55.
55.
Number 927. That's going to be Jason Bunch, Ultra 4 entry. And let's get Dana Nicholson head back out on his second lap. 45.58. Brandon Hayes making his way on his first lap. Look good. Ultra 4 truck. Again, that is 1477. Sammy Navarro making his way around the track. We got Rick Boyer just passing us here, number 1616, heading out on his second lap. 1616 of Nick Lyons coming up through the ranks here. And again, followed closely now by Bret Jenkins, making up some spots. He did give up a spot to the 1660 of Nick Lyon a little earlier, but he's back on his game now. We'll see him if he passes him up through the canyon here.
So it looks like we've got 97 coming around.
All right, again, who we have our leader here finishing or completing their second lap, who's to be Dana Nicholson, number 97.
Still holding on to first place. Nice jump from Dana.
We're going to call him George Lamonte. You don't have any representation or numbers, so that's who you're going to be today. Number 98, second place. Call him George Lamonte. Followed closely by Rick Boyer, 1600 car here. Third place. And again, Nick Lyon, 1660. He has put a distance on old Bret Jenkins there, number 1400. Moore's Metalworks out of Temecula, number 1400 again. The Trophy Tundra built by Moore's Metalworks.
Awesome control over that truck.
The 1625 entry of Zach Sizelove coming through in front of Krista and I here at the Family Off-Road Racing Enthusiast Race out here at FORE, the Glen Helen Motorsports Park.
All of these races are for charitable causes altogether: breast cancer, prostate cancer, Race for the Wounded. Thank you so much to Julie Pierce, who's putting these on.
So here we got Daddy Chamley here, Dan Chamley, out here racing. He's got his son Thomas,
he's a dad.
and his daughter's out here racing with us this afternoon. It's number 83. He's really on the pipe here. Pro Light getting it in front of us. J.J. Hansen again, 1435, driving the old 1977 Chevy pickup. Ultra 4 of Jason Bunch, completing his second lap. 45.58, Brandon Hayes, another Ultra 4 out here, make his way around. Ultra 4, King of the Hammers fame there. Brandon Hayes, number 45.58. Okay, and Baez heading south on the track. This is number 97, Dana Nicholson.
Still
heading out, finishing his third lap. So great looking truck there, the Flesh Gear Racing. Number 97 entry of Dana Nicholson. Okay, so we're calling this guy George Lamonte. This black pre-runner, it looks like it's built by ES Motorsports, the only insignias I see on the bottom of it.
Right.
Billy Gasper and those guys over at ES Motorsports. So again, it looks like maybe a rear engine, a buggy type suspension here, double A arm.
Now they're trailing behind 97, but very close behind them is Rick.
Rick Boyer getting it, 60-16, proud of you.
They're really trying to catch up to Dana Nicholson, who's pulled into the lead for first place.
He's taking
Had a little trouble with that turn. Here. And he will be passed by Zach Sizelove.
Unfortunately, Bret Jenkins right there got passed by Zach Sizelove, number 1625, so he's going to get back out there again.
Took that turn a little too fast and almost lost control.
Dan Chamley, huge air, huge air.
Nice.
And the Brandon Hayes entry of the 45-58, they're doing quite well and sticking real close to one another. So great competition, competitiveness amongst these Ultra 4s that are participating out here.
And there goes 927 finishing out their 5th lap, heading out to start their 6th. Some of our sponsors for the FORE race today, Yokohama Tires. The big sponsor for today is giving away 4 free tires with a value of almost $2,000 to the
most consistent driver this weekend.
Driver for the day.
They're going to go off lap times by that one, Krista. So at the end of the day, the Yokohama official and Julie will get together and determine that. But oh God, quite a few other sponsors
big
out here.
Big list of sponsors
is out here. You know, off-road supermarket. Anything you need for Mackenzie's, anything you need for your off-road truck, buggy, safety gear, anything you need, you can find it at Mackenzie's, located in Anaheim. KC Highlights, Next Gen, Speed Energy, Delamo Motorsports, PCI, DC Designs, Baja Olive Oil, and Maxima Oil, as well as Off-Road Warehouse. Our sponsors putting on this race here this weekend for Julie Pearson, the 4.
Looks like we got a rollover on the track.
And that was going to be, I didn't see who that was, so let's get a word on it.
Oh, wow.
And again, we're going to zoom in. We can't get a number on that. I'm looking.
I can't tell. It's the undercarriage of the car.
Number 98, George Lamonte, 2nd place at the Glen Helen facility. But we have Yokohama, Mackenzie's off-road supermarket located in Anaheim, California. Anything you need for off-road truck, buggy, or racing experience, you can find it at Mackenzie's. Talk to Jeff Quinn or Kim over there. They give you all the products and services you need. KC Highlights, Next Gen Off-Road, Kevin Knight down there at Next Gen Temecula area. Speed Energy Drink.
Ooh,
and Bret Jenkins in here in the little chicane area, motocross section. Again, running that Old Glory flag on the back of that Tundra. Dan Chamley making a pass on Sammy Navarro, the infield. The rollover incident victim here, 927, Jason Bunch is back up and running again.
Back in the race.
Rick Boyer here in 3rd place is gaining on that number 98 of George Lamonte. So it doesn't matter what class you're in here. These guys are racing to race. So Rick Boyer, I'm telling you, he's going to get him on the short course area.
Yeah, he will.
He's making his move on him now.
Oh, even maybe right now.
Well, Krista spoke too soon. George Lamonte has pulled off the track. Obviously, there was an issue right there.
Can't get too excited.
They pulled off going to the pit. We'll see what happens with them. But 3rd place now, 1660, Nick Lyon, followed closely by Zach Sizelove. So out of 12, 14, 15 laps we've completed already, we've got a great battle here between the 1600 cars out here. So
kind of deja vu to
not surprisingly, 1600 cars been very competitive over the years, but we got a great battle going on right here. Zach Sizelove. And we do have an issue here. So Bret Jenkins, number 1400, did stop the track. He's just been lapped by our leader, Dana Nicholson, but his hood is off. So obviously there's been an issue mechanically wise. He's probably pulled into the pits, and Eric Moore, his crew chief, probably put some oil in it, power steering fluid, something like that, Krista.
Definitely giving us some great shots of this jump that we've got the camera stuck on right now. Nobody else is hitting the jump like Dan Chamley today.
We've got Jason Ehlers, looks like here, number 55, still heading around in his Ultra 4. Right, a little break in the action right here, Krista. Let's talk about our actual production sponsors weekend.
Yeah.
Engage Off-Road, Crenshaw Dye and Manufacturing, Curry Enterprises, Polyrock Equipment, DustForDogs.com, of course, Fuel Safe Systems, and California Mini Truck Dismantlers.
And if you would like to be a part of our broadcast, please contact DLC. I don't know the website. I should know it by now. DLC at 8x10proofs.com.
Again, we have 1435 JJ Hansen making a good run at Leaf Spring Chevy, older truck, 1977. Still racing that thing around here, so it looks like he's having a good time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Dana Nicholson. As fast as he goes, we see him again. Here he comes, hitting the jump. So it sounds like we're about 45 minutes into this race.
In my field of vision, I got number 1400 coming in here, Krista. And of course, see, Bret Jenkins had to take the hood off, so they had to get down in the engine into some component and maybe add fluids or whatnot. So we'll take a guess on that. Let's talk about Fast Aid. We talk about it every race, but Fast Aid, an organization brought about by the need for racers, fallen racers and their families, or injured racers, any time in need after a racing event or something that goes on and they need financial help or some kind of counseling or something like that. Fast Aid comes in. So talk to Jared and the guy and Lucas over there at fastaid.com. Basically a charitable organization that represents and markets themselves to promote and generate monies to help fallen and support racers who are injured. So
Very
again, Fast Aid,
Fast
Lucas
Aid.
and Jared, thanks to you guys.
There goes Rick. Got Zach Sizelove just passing us right now, and quickly behind, I should say, is Nick Lyons of Lyons Motorsports.
We need to talk about that. Zach Sizelove
That means
has
he passed him.
All right, so we got some updates here. It looks like it's only about 12:15, 12:13 this time. This race is just culminating and finishing up. So again, they want us to start back racing. The third race of the day is going to be at 1:30. So again, those of you want to take a break, get a sandwich, go out, change the oil of the car, put some Maxima oil in it, run down to McKenzie's or Off-Road Warehouse, and be back by 1:30.
Yeah, or if you're out in the Orange County area, check out Delamo Motorsports in its many locations serving the greater Orange County area. Delamo Motorsports for over 30 years.
1477, Sammy Navarro in the Ford Ranger, completing his last lap of the race, but looking good. Attrition did not get him this race. And again, our leader,
Dana
final
Nicholson.
lap right here, number 97, Dana Nicholson. We have JJ Hansen, 1435, coming in the infield area here in front of us in the motocross area.
Slow and
up in
steady.
the northern part of the track.
Watch he'll take off for the straightaway right after this.
He's down off the pace a bit.
There he goes.
Bret Jenkins, 1400 as well, down off the pace here. So we've only had the first place car comes through so far. So again, here's Bret Jenkins. Looks like our second place driver, 1616, Rick Boyer. So Rick Boyer's going to capture the 1600 win, closely by Zach Sizelove right here. So look at the competitiveness of the 1600 cars out here, followed by 1660 of Nick Lyon. So it appears Nick Lyon's going to come in third place, fourth overall here.
Might have to wait for an update. They seem to be letting them continue on the track. Not sure when the last lap is going to be called. We just got word over the radio that there is exactly 25 minutes remaining in this all-men's race.
What we have been missing is the George Lamonte. We haven't seen him come by.
We have not.
So that black pre-runner is missing in action to us right now.
We saw him drive off, but we haven't seen him start a new lap. So something might have happened. He might have had to get some adjustments made.
Okay, so the 927 of Jason Bunch was able to hold off that 1660. He was hard charging. Nick Lyon wanted to get around him, gave him the horn, and he said, "No, you don't." So 927 remains leading 1660, and they're going strong still. JJ Hansen, 1435 coming up. We got still Ocho Fours heading out. It looks like Jason Ehlers. That's who we've been saying who he is the whole day, so he is to us.
Dan Chanley making his way through. Nice sizable jump. Still, again, no George Lamonte. Not sure what's happened to him. And a shout out to one of FORE's sponsors, Eric at Next Gen Off-Road. Thank you so much for helping out Julie and getting this race going today that we get to broadcast at. Eric, thank you again from Next Gen Off-Road. There goes Dana Nicholson. As fast as we see him go, we see him come, and vice versa. He is just really locking into that first place spot. And there goes Bret in the 1400 truck. Whoa.
Rick Boyer. Well, you know how I love competition, Krista, and I really hope Zach Sizelove steps up his game and gets closer to Rick Boyer. I would love to see this.
No updates yet still on George. Maybe we'll find out after the race what happened. We did have a rollover with 927, but they've been back in the race for a while now.
All right, JJ Hansen, 1477, still, or 1435, still heading out. Sammy Navarro is 1477, 1435.
Looks like it's going to be Peterson Racing in 55. as I just looked down at my t-shirt and remembered my hat. Big shout out to Curry Enterprises. Curry Enterprises specializing in all of your rear end components and needs. You can go to curryenterprises.com.
Second place overall, Rick Boyer heading off in the canyon, and looks like Zach Sizelove still has a little bit of margin to make up. All right, we're talking quarter mile still behind, but staying consistent. So Rick Boyer still remaining out in front of the 1600 battle as Dan Chamley heads off south down to the Lucas Oil Track.
Again, one of the sponsors to mention for racing is Yokohama Tires. Yokohama Tires is offering 4 free tires at a worth of almost $2,000, maybe more, to the most consistent driver.
Correct.
Most consistent driver will walk away with 4 brand new Yokohama tires. If you're interested in looking up some tires, motorsports tires or anything, go to yokohamatire.com.
McKenzie's $50 to each first place finisher in each women's race and each of the mixed racing in-store credit. KC Highlights giving out $200 in cash or $400 in product at the jobber price. Next Gen Off-Road giving out $50 in store credit. Speed Energy giving out a case of Speed Energy drink. Delamo Motorsports giving out a great UTV gear bag to the UTV race and a $50 gift certificate to the third place finisher of each race. Also PCI, $50 in product or service to first place in all other sanctioning bodies. PCI decals required, 3 entries in a class. DC Designs giving $100 credit towards painting services. In Baja Olive Oil, first place overall finisher of women's race, large bottle of olive oil. Second place overall is going to get a medium size, and third place overall will get a small bottle. Real simple. And Maximum Oil, $100 in product, first place finisher in each of the desert races, and $50 in product to second place, as well as Off-Road Warehouse. We'll be giving out gift certificates for their locations. Okay, so here we go to second place, Rick Boyer, number 1616. And I'm telling you, Krista, Zach Sizelove is catching up.
Yeah, he is. He is hot on Rick's tail right now.
Our leader.
Looks like, yep, we've got Dana Nicholson starting another lap. And we got 9:27 ending this one. So we're in our final 10 minutes. Looks like we got JJ Hansen of Hansen Racing passing, and then again Peterson Racing, number 55, finishing out strong, very strong. And Dan Chamley, nice big jump. You can never be disappointed watching Dan hit a jump. We got Bret Jenkins passing us up right now, finishing up this lap. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and wrap up this all-men's race. We are finished here, and we're going to come back in a little break to start the free-for-all race, the bonus race that's going to take an hour and a half starting at 1:30. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Krista Lynn with the Dirty Lens Cap.
Jeff Musgrave, hey, thanks for tuning in today, but check it out. Check back with us at 1:30, and we'll continue again for the mixed race this afternoon, but thanks for joining in. We're out here at Glen Helen Motorsports Park. Krista Lynn and Jeff Musgrave tuning out for Family Off-Road Racing Entertainment.